Have you been through this? By those beautiful aquatic plants? Green? Full of life? Put in the aquarium carefully, wondering how it will look amazing, and in the first few weeks even seems to have worked. But suddenly, the leaves begin to yellow, melt, or simply disappear, as if they were disappearing before your eyes. The first reaction is to blame the plant, or store. Ah, this plant is weak. They sold me something bad. But the truth is that, most of the time, it's not the plant's fault, it's small mistakes we make without realizing it, and they slowly kill it. These mistakes are more common than you might think, and the worst, even those who already have experience in aquarism end up committing, thinking that they are doing the right thing. The result? Waste of time, money thrown away, and an aquarium that never gets the way you dreamed. And that is exactly why. In today's video, I will show you the most destructive habits for aquatic plants and, more importantly, how to correct each of them. In a simple and practical way. You don't have to spend tons of money on expensive equipment or products, just understand what is killing your plants and act smart. Stay with me until the end, because the last mistake that I will show is the most ignored by Aquarius, and, precisely for this reason, what more destroys plants. If you fix only it, you will already see difference in the next few weeks. Now, before you start, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell not to miss any tip that can transform your aquarium. And if you know someone who lives complaining that plant does not go forward, already shares this video with this person, she will thank you later. 1. Overdoing the plant and aquarium cleaning. One of the most common mistakes and that kills plants fast is too much zeal when cleaning. Many people, wanting to keep the aquarium perfect, end up rubbing leaves, removing algae aggressively, or even turning the substrate frequently. The problem is that every time you do this, it's weakening the plants, damaging healthy leaves, and in some cases even destroying young roots. Aquatic plants are more sensitive than they appear. Leaves do not regenerate as in many terrestrial plants. If a leaf is damaged, it usually dies, and the plant needs to expend energy to produce another. This extra expenditure, repeated several times, can make it impossible to recover. Another detail is that returning the substrate unnecessarily can release accumulated gases and nutrients in an uncontrolled way, altering the water chemistry and harming both plants and fish. How to correct? Do the cleaning gently and localized, removing only dead leaves or really compromised parts. Use a siphon to clean the substrate surface without digging too deep. If there are algae on the leaves, prefer to reduce light intensity or improve water circulation instead of scrubbing directly. Remember, clean plants do not mean healthy plants. The goal is to maintain a balanced environment, and not a magazine setting that sacrifices the health of species. Have you been through this? By those beautiful aquatic plants? Green? Full of life? Put in the aquarium carefully, wondering how it will look amazing, and in the first few weeks even seems to have worked. But suddenly, the leaves begin to yellow, melt, or simply disappear, as if they were disappearing before your eyes. The first reaction is to blame the plant, or store. Ah, this plant is weak. They sold me something bad. But the truth is that, most of the time, it's not the plant's fault, it's small mistakes we make without realizing it, and they slowly kill it. These mistakes are more common than you might think, and the worst, even those who already have experience in aquarism end up committing, thinking that they are doing the right thing. The result? Waste of time, money thrown away, and an aquarium that never gets the way you dreamed. And that is exactly why. In today's video, I will show you the most destructive habits for aquatic plants and, more importantly, how to correct each of them. In a simple and practical way. You don't have to spend tons of money on expensive equipment or products, just understand what is killing your plants and act smart. Stay with me until the end, because the last mistake that I will show is the most ignored by Aquarius, and, precisely for this reason, what more destroys plants. If you fix only it, you will already see difference in the next few weeks. Now, before you start, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell not to miss any tip that can transform your aquarium. And if you know someone who lives complaining that plant does not go forward, already shares this video with this person, she will thank you later. 3. Don't use substrate or fertilizer. The invisible hunger of your plants. Many people set up a planted aquarium with the aim of having that green, full, and healthy look, but forget that plants, like any living being, need food to grow. In the case of aquatic plants, this food is the nutrients present in the substrate and water column. When the aquarium has only gravel or ordinary sand, plants practically do not find enough nutrients to develop. They can even survive for it while absorbing what is in the water, but as the weeks pass, they begin to lose leaves, turn yellow, and show slow or no growth. The same goes for those who use fertile substrate, but never replace nutrients. Over time, the substrate depletes and the plant begins to suffer from invisible hunger, something that many aquarists confuse with problems of light or water quality. How to correct? Use quality fertile substrate in the aquarium assembly, suitable for the type of plant you want to keep. For already assembled aquariums, Supplement with liquid fertilizers containing macro and micronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, iron, etc. Some plants absorb more nutrients through the roots. In this case, add tablets or pellets of fertilizer directly into the substrate near the base. Providing the right nutrition is like giving fuel to the car engine. Without it, it goes nowhere. And with plants, the result is faster growth, brighter colors, and more resistant leaves. 4. Using fish or plant-eating animals, the enemy is inside the aquarium. Sometimes the problem is not a lack of light, nutrients, or maintenance, it's X's that the very creatures you put in the aquarium are destroying your plants. Some species of fish and invertebrates simply love to chew leaves, pluck sprouts, or dig up roots, and the damage can be quick. Among the best known are fish such as the larger Cuscudo's common plecostomus, which gnaw broad leaves. Some types of cichlids, such as Oscar and Civerum, which pluck entire plants, and goldfish kingweos, which bite and destroy soft vegetation. Even some larger shrimps and predatory snails can attack plants. What happens is that, even if you offer quality feed, these animals retain the natural instinct to seek vegetation. As part of their diet, the result is an aquarium that looks like a battlefield with bitten leaves, broken stems, and exposed roots. How to fix? Always research the compatibility of fish with plants before buying. If you already have a fish that attacks plants, for more resistant species such as Anubias, Java, Fern, and Vallisneria, which have harder and bitter leaves, offer cooked vegetables like cucumber and zucchini to reduce attack on plants. Remember, choosing the right inhabitants for a planted aquarium is just as important as taking care of light and nutrition. A single incompatible fish can negate months of care. 5. Lack of maintenance and pruning. When growth becomes a problem, many people think that the more the plant grows, the better. But in the aquarium, uncontrolled growth can generate more problems than benefits. Plants too dense or too long block the light to those below, hinder the circulation of water, and accumulate debris between the leaves. The result is an aquarium with dead zones, where there is no water flow or adequate lighting. In these areas, leaves begin to rot, algae settle, and the environment is unbalanced. Also, plants that grow without pruning tend to age faster, with old leaves sucking up energy that could be directed to new shoots. Another point is that regular pruning stimulates lateral growth, leaving the plant more full and beautiful. Without it, many species grow only upwards, getting with the base weak and naked, the famous bare trunk, that spoils the aesthetics of the aquarium. How to correct? Do periodic pruning to control height and density. Remove dead or damaged leaves before they rot. Replant cut branches to fill empty spaces and keep the aquarium uniform. Pruning is not killing the plant. It is ensuring that it grows healthy, strong, and beautiful. Think about how to cut your hair. Sometimes taking a little is what keeps the look perfect. 6. Clear too much. When the excess of zeal turns, the enemy. Keeping your aquarium clean is important, but overcleaning can be as harmful as not cleaning anything. Many aquarists, in an attempt to make everything perfect, end up washing leaves, rubbing logs, turning the substrate, and removing algae aggressively. The problem is that every time you stir too much in the plants, it's causing stress and physical damage that delay growth. Aquatic leaves are delicate. Once damaged, they hardly regenerate. The plant needs to spend energy producing new leaves instead of strengthening those that already exist. Stirring the substrate constantly is also dangerous. This can destroy young roots, release accumulated gases, and destabilize the colony of beneficial bacteria that keep the water healthy. In addition, abrupt removal of algae can release spores into the water, further spreading the problem. How to correct? Clean gently, removing only dead leaves or really compromised parts. Use siphon to remove debris from the substrate surface without digging deep. For algae, prefer to adjust lighting and nutrients, or introduce species that feed on them, rather than scrubbing directly. The key is to understand that an aquarium is a living ecosystem, not a fixed setting. Small imperfections are natural and often a sign that the environment is balanced. Excessive zeal can break this balance and delay the evolution of your planted. If you want really healthy aquarium plants, the way is simple. Balanced lighting to ensure photosynthesis without stimulating algae. Regular pruning to keep growth controlled and stimulate new shoots. Adequate nutrients to avoid the invisible hunger that weakens leaves and roots. Maintenance without exaggeration. Respecting the natural balance of the aquarium. Often, it is not the plant that is difficult or sensitive. It is the small mistakes of everyday life that, together, end up destroying everything. Correcting these habits will not only save your plants, it will transform the appearance of your aquarium and improve the overall health of the entire ecosystem. Now I want to know from you, which of these mistakes have you ever made? Be honest. A. In the comments, you are not alone. A. And the exchange of experiences helps everyone to evolve. If this video helped you, like to support the channel and show that it's worth bringing more content like this. Sign up and activate the bell to not miss tips that will make a real difference in your aquarium. And, of course, share with that friend who lives by saying that aquarium plant does not last. This information can save the planted from it.